I'm going to give you a complete breakdown of today's trades we took on our live stream that uses my 1 minute kill shot, which is a super simple, repeatable strategy that you can steal directly from this video. We're going to first break down our Bitcoin trades, and then we're going to break down the market analysis of gold and NASDAQ, where we ended up really not taking any trades today because the price action was not great, and our account on TradeSyncer wasn't really set up properly due to my own fault. So let's get into the first recap of what trades did we take on Bitcoin. We're going to do bar replay on all these live trading recaps. I'm going to show you the market. I'm going to show you my pre-market analysis. I'm going to show you each trade we took and the actual P&L that came from those trades. We have a fresh new week. So as I can see here, we are looking pretty bearish on Bitcoin already. The natural overall trend on the higher time frames is bearish. We have a weekly fair value gap right above us here at this weekly high. And also price is delivering and pushing up even higher from London and Asia sessions. As we go down the day time frame, price on the day looks like it's attacking this monthly high and wants to push even higher and looking pretty bullish on the day time frame. So we are looking bullish and price is in a premium of this range. And so I'm looking for when we're in a premium for shorts rather than longs. So as we get down into these lower time frames, I'm expecting price to go short because we're in these overextended legs of price that price could retrace down to some footprints like a 1 hour fair value gap, 15-minute fair value gap, so on and so forth. So as we get down to market open on the 5-minute time frame, so now that we know the higher time frame is very bullish and most of the price is in premium, we are looking for shorts because we're looking for a retracement into discount before we look for longs to continue the bullish momentum. So now we're at market open. Let's do some bar replay and see when our first trade comes in. Right here, I see my first trade opportunity. So let's go back one candle. Why do I see my first trade opportunity? One, prices come up to this day high, wicked off above this high here, and showing some signs of failure to displace higher on this day high. So now we drop down to the 1 minute. And look, as you can see here on this 1 minute time frame, we have this short opportunity. And we took it on this candle closure. And we targeted this 5-minute external range of liquidity. If we go to the 5-minute time frame, there's that 5-minute low right there. That was our first target, and we try to go for even further if possible. So now that we're in this trade, let's see how this one does. So next candle comes in, still kind of consolidating. We're still consolidating, still basically at break even, and then boom, this candle comes in and stops us out on this 5-minute time frame. So boom, there goes our first trade. And here is the P&L on this first trade. $12.13 is what we ended up losing on this trade. Why did we end up losing $12.13 instead of our normal $50? With this order block here, we were able to move our stop loss down to the order block, which took off a lot of our risk. So now let's go on to the next trade of the day that we took. We're going to delete this one and keep it fresh. Price again, I see here rejecting this 5-minute high and sweeping this high. So what I'm going to want to do is go down the 1-minute time frame and mark out the first inverse fair value gap. Let's see if this price will invert this fair value gap. And boom, on the first candle here, we invert that fair value gap. So I'm going to put my order in right there. Stop loss to sweep of liquidity. And then our first target would be this 5-minute low here. If we go to the 5-minute time frame, our first target is this 5-minute low. And as you can see right off the bat, we're looking very good. Like we're looking like we're going to go hit our TP. Well, that's not the case on this trade. Let's just show you what happens here. We get into the trade. The next 5-minute candle starts consolidating and then immediately starts going the opposite direction of what we wanted to go. And then here we were able to take off a little bit of risk. I'll show you how we were able to take off a little bit of risk before we got stopped out. Is here on the 1-minute time frame with this push up, we ended up inverting this fair value gap here on this candle. And so I moved my stop loss down to this low or this high here to take off a little bit of risk. And so this trade ended up getting stopped out, as you can see on this 10:41 a.m. candle. And here's our P&L for this trade. We ended up taking a loss of $32.44. Still, we're only down about $44 on the day, which isn't even a full risk because we usually risk $50 per trade. So we ended up taking one more trade here on Bitcoin, and let me show you what that trade ended up looking like and what did it actually give us in regards to profit or loss. So here is the third trade we ended up taking on Bitcoin. Again, on this 1 minute kill shot, we like to see 5-minute sweeps of liquidity, and we want to see confirmation on the 1 minute time frame for that inverse fair value gap. So as you can see here, we get a nice rejection wick off this 5-minute candle right here on the 11:20 a.m. candle. Again, this one's not really a nice rejection wick, so we ignore that one. This one is a good rejection wick. So now let's go down the 1 minute time frame. And as you can see here, we have an inversion right here on this candle. So we can set up our position just like this. Stop loss goes to liquidity sweep, and we would target 5-minute external range liquidity. So we have this 5-minute internal range liquidity right here. That is our first target on Bitcoin. So let's see how this trade played out, and let's see, was this trade able to take a dub, or did it end up taking a loss? A lot of consolidating as this trade is going on. It's still like at break even, but for me, nothing changes. Nothing has happened that makes me think we should go long. So as I hold this, I think we still hold it. We just hold it and see how this plays out. This wick here that rejects off this 5-minute low doesn't matter to me because this low doesn't make a new high and it's not a strong low. So I still ignore that and stay in my trade. We stay in the trade. We're sticking in it. We're going to see how this one performs. We're not letting it get in our head that it's just chopping around. We're going to stay disciplined on the trade. And look, there it goes. Starts going in our favor. We're getting order blocks. Boom. First TP hit. Second TP hit at the bottom of this fair value gap. And now our third TP is this 5-minute external range liquidity. So let's see. Does it end up going that? Now, on this trade, our stop loss is now at break even. And I think I even put it a little bit lower to this high right here on this order block. There we go. We get a 5-minute fair value gap. Stop loss goes at this high of this wick now because we're getting some displacement. I don't want to see price come in and invert that. And then look, boom. On this candle here, it stops us out on a trailing stop loss. And this is the P&L of that trade right here. We took a $21.76 win on the day for this Bitcoin trade. We actually ended the day negative $22.81 after this win. Even though it was a $21 win, we overall still lost the day on $22.81. So our Blowfin account that we trade Bitcoin on ended the day red, but only $22. We can recover from that. Now let's get into our gold trade and let's get into what was happening on gold. It never ended up giving us a trade opportunity, but I just want to give you my analysis, show you the impulse ranges I was looking at and what I would like to see gold to do in order for me to take a trade so you guys can take my learning and my understanding and go learn even better for yourself. So as you can see here on the 15-minute time frame of gold, we have a beautiful impulse range that breaks above this high here, right? So for me, if anything, at this moment, I'm looking for shorts on gold before I look for longs. I want to look for longs below this premium range of this discount, which would be below $4,436.80. Anything below that in discount, I'm looking for longs. But while we're in this premium, I'm looking for shorts to target this discount of the range. So for me, that never happened today. There was some wicks here, but nothing that I was looking for. I really wanted price to come sweep this high up here, but it never came and swept those highs. And really today on gold has been extremely choppy. And so we never got a trade opportunity, and that's okay. If you're a good trader, if you want to become a good trader, you got to be okay with days you don't take trades. But we mark out key levels, we look at our analysis, and we still trade journal even though we didn't take a trade, and we mark out what we did right and what we did wrong. Now let's go into our NASDAQ trade analysis. NASDAQ, we did take a trade, but it didn't execute properly. So TradeSinger, I didn't have it set up properly because I didn't know there was a contract shift to MNQH6. So if you're a day trader who's trading NASDAQ or gold, make sure you change and update your contract size to the 2026 contract. Because for me today, I messed it up and it didn't even take any of the trades. So we did take a trade, but it didn't even go on any of the accounts on my prop firm accounts. So we didn't really make money or lose money today. So this was the trade I would have taken though if they all were to work. So let's break it down. Let me break down what I was looking at, and how it ended up playing out, because we're actually right. We just got caught up in some manipulation that stopped out the trade instead of giving us a dub. When we look here before market opens on NASDAQ, we have this 15-minute impulse range here. We have a nice 15-minute fair value gap and 5-minute fair value gap that overlap here. And for me, I see that there's a lot of like very weak lows here that liquidity is sitting underneath all these. So I wanted to see when can I take a short to potentially attack all this liquidity down here to then maybe look for long opportunities when we're in discount of the range. So let's get into the 5-minute time frame. And now you understand I'm looking for shorts because this impulse range is clearly bearish. And we're in higher time frame bearish footprints like this fair value gap and this 5-minute high here, 15-minute highs, so on and so forth. So now I wait for a manipulation on the 5-minute time frame. Let's see when we get that. As you can see, there's kind of like a drawing already here. So we're going to let the charts get to there, and I'll show you where I took my trade. So this is not an opportunity for me. It didn't sweep any highs, not an opportunity yet. Same for down here. We're still in premium of this range, so I'm not looking for longs. Boom. We start finally getting our manipulation, and I'm starting to see that I want to see price start heading to the downside. And as you can see right here, we have a liquidity sweep on the 5-minute time frame. So let's go back a couple bars. Now, once we get that liquidity sweep, we go down the 1-minute time frame and we look for an inverse fair value gap. Okay, so this candle here, when we really zoom in, did not invert that fair value gap. So we do not enter, right? No inversion right there. We do not enter. Okay, very important. It has to invert that fair value gap. So let's look. When do we finally get an inversion? Price starts moving up. Still no inversion. Okay, price makes this fresh fair value gap right here. So we can delete this guy. We have this fair value gap right here. Do we invert it in the next candle? We invert it. So now we enter right here. We market buy or sell. Sorry, we market sell to go short. Stop loss at the liquidity sweep, and we're targeting 5-minute external range liquidity. So we had a TP at this low down here. First TP is down here. Let's see what happens here. So as we start getting in the trade, we're gonna look. What does price start to do? Okay, it's starting to retrace back down. Starting to get some bearish momentum again. Almost stops us out. This candle did not stop us out, but it almost stopped us out and then started pushing down. I was like, thank God. Maybe we'll actually get, now it'll head to TP. It didn't. We literally sat and draw down the whole trade, and then it literally goes to stop us out right there. Now, the frustrating thing is we were right. Our analysis was right, because look what happens later on in the day. As it keeps going on, it goes and attacks that external range liquidity. And sometimes that's going to happen in your trading. Sometimes your trade's going to set up and it just doesn't work out, but you can't let this kind of trade get you on tilt and cause you to overtrade or make stupid trades that end up hurting your account overall. So that was a complete trade recap of all the trades we took during the New York session. I hope this is very helpful. I would love for you guys to subscribe. Join my live streams that happen every morning at market open. I would love to have you on stream and love to have you come and ask some questions. Every single day this year in 2026, we will be posting trade recaps. We will be going live. We'll be posting videos to help you become better traders. So make sure you subscribe and make sure you turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video we create. Let me know down in the comments too, how can we make these videos more helpful for you?